I speak on behalf of all of my fellow Americans in welcoming you to the United States. The interest of both of us is the same: to maintain our freedom, to maintain our peace, and to provide a better life for our people. That is the purpose of your visit, Your Majesty, as to how we can jointly concert that effort.
Cape Canaveral, home of the American Space Agency, center of scientific research in outer space. It is here that astronaut John Glenn was launched into his orbital flight around the Earth. Cape Canaveral is a high point in the official visit of the Shah of Iran to the United States in the spring of 1962. To thrust man and equipment across the threshold of space. Canaveral's purpose is simple, its job complex. "35 scientific satellites have rocketed from these launch pads since 1958. 9 are still in orbit, sending back data that expands man's knowledge of the universe. 22,000 scientists and technicians man the National Aeronautics and Space Administration Launch and Communications Center. During flight, this is the nerve center of a world-circling network of 16 tracking stations which maintain continual communication with the space capsule. Man rides through space in an intricate vehicle containing more than 10,000 parts. In coming years, Cape Canaveral will launch a 3-man spacecraft to the moon. In the United States Capitol in Washington, members of Congress hear the Shah speak of the friendship, respect, and firm alliance that exist between the people of Iran and the United States. At the White House, residence of American presidents, the Shah and Secretary of State Rusk join President Kennedy and Defense Secretary McNamara to discuss the collective security arrangements between the two nations. Washington's National Press Club. The Shah addresses correspondents of the world press, reminding them of Iran's significant place in history and its position in the front line of freedom. He speaks of the economic and social reforms now underway, noting that Iran is moving forward with vigor, purpose, and stability.
With the implementation of the vast program of social and economic reform to which we have set our hands, and with the self-reliance which springs from a strong and ancient nationalism and faith in the righteousness and integrity of our cause, Iran will advance in the right direction.
The National Gallery of Art, which houses hundreds of paintings and pieces of sculpture, is host to the Empress Farah. Gallery director Dr. John Walker points out some of the masterpieces and describes the gallery's role as sponsor of lectures, concerts, and publications. There is much for the sightseer in Washington. For the Empress, it includes the Octagon House, an example of early American architecture. A state dinner at the White House. Vice President and Mrs. Lyndon Johnson are among those who join President and Mrs. Kennedy in honoring His Imperial Majesty and the Empress. York City, home of 8 million Americans, descendants of almost every race in the world. The city extends a traditional welcome to the Shah and the Empress with a shower of paper streamers and confetti as they drive up Broadway. More than 1,200 friends and benefactors of the Near East Foundation fate the royal visitors at a reception and dinner. For 17 years, this foundation has carried on a program of cooperative training to assist agricultural development in Iran. Acting UN Secretary General U Thant of Burma greets the Shah and his party at the United Nations headquarters. Iran is one of the 50 charter members of this world organization, which in its earliest days supported the national integrity of Iran. Chiefs of UN delegations join the Shah and his party. They visit the Security Council chambers where world issues are brought for solution. The United Nations headquarters, a beacon of hope for world peace.